Get closer to each other so you get all your
Someone,
shots.
When
someone
it when
count
it
down.
hit
Someone count down.
when it
Oh
hits
my.
one.
Here, hold on. I'll put a timer on
Wait,
my phone.
what
Hold
hits
on.
one? What the fuck are you doing? You better stop this
This
shit.
dude. Jay, please hold next time. I'm tired.
Alright, I swear to God, I'm done.
I got
I just want to be a troll.
first.
What is poppin' squad? It is your boy Jesimein, and today we are releasing the build that I said I wasn't gonna release. But you know what? We're doing it anyways because you guys are my subscribers, and I don't want to hold out on you guys. So, what is this build? This is basically the enhanced version of my Captain America build, but this is called the Gunslinger build because I want to encourage you to not use the shield with it. Yes, you see gameplay with the shield, but the build is so good you can use it and have fun with it without a shield. Now, if you choose to use a shield, that's up to you. More power to you. It's definitely going to help the build by a landslide, but you do not have to at this point. The last build, you pretty much had to use a shield in order to do enough to be able to put out people out of a gunfight, but because this build hits so hard, you can be a freestyle gunslinger if you want, and then that's how I'm going to eventually start running it after this video. So for the people who said, oh my gosh, you're going to ruin the game with the shield build, I'm telling people not to use a shield. I can't help but what my gameplay is, but everybody don't use a shield. Okay, anyways, get into the build. Now, for the people who saw my first version of the build, it was more so a universal skill build that utilized the shield and the pistol. This version is 100% dedicated to the pistol itself, which is why I say you don't have to use a shield. You can easily pop a defender drone and then run around like you have an AR, or run around like you have a shotgun or something, and kind of play it like that if you want to, or you can go balls out and go crazy with the Captain America edition and add a shield to it and, you know, go crazy. So I love you guys so much so that I wanted to give you guys little examples that you can see. This is like the damage. You can see like it's 2 to 3 shot guarantee no matter what. Like, and this is all people running high armor, mid max, 455 plus stuff as of right now. How will it transcribe into World Tier 5? I don't know. PVE wise, it is just as good. You melt through NPCs and you go crazy. So without further ado, hope you guys enjoy the nice little gameplay clips and more to come without using the shield. But get ready, ladies and gentlemen, the Gunslinger build. Enjoy. All right, you have made it here to the official build video. I'm not going to waste any more of your guys' time. Let's explain how this beast of a pistol build works. Now, first things first, let me always stress this. The maximum potential of this build must be attained by using a survivalist. You definitely can use it with any specialist, but the best possible outcome is going to be if you choose survivalist because of the pistol damage. Now that we got that out the way, let's get into it. So now I'm going to start simple, right? I'm gonna explain how the weapons and why I chose them. Now, obviously, this is preference based off your playstyle, but I have a specific reason why I chose these, and I'll explain it right now. So I chose to opt for my Ruthless, and the only reason I'm going for this, I'm not gonna even upgrade it, there's no point, is because I want the holster talent that gives me a chance at more damage, which is while holstered, landing a shot has a 5% chance to deal 20% damage as explosive damage. Now, even though this isn't like all the time DPS, it's still a good little DPS boost over time because you're spamming a bunch of pistol shots, right? You're going to be able to face tank a lot more, and that 20% damage can add up, and it can add up really fast if you get really lucky, especially that it's chance based. So if you want to opt for this way, it's definitely an effective way. You're going to find yourself doing a lot more DPS over time, and you probably don't notice it at first, but then if you start comparing, you'll definitely see that. My second holster talent that I'm using, and for your 2 primaries, for this build in particular, you don't care about any other talents besides the holster talent, and make sure it's a while holstered because both weapons are holstered when your shield is out and your pistol's out, so you want to have those effects. So I have Waskily, while holstered, you are able to resist 5 ensnare attempts, can occur once every 60 seconds. This is real good if players end up trying to use foam or NPCs use foam to try to get you caught up. You can pretty much just walk out of that and, you know, catch them slipping. It's basically countering a potential CC before it even happens. So those are my 2 holster talents. If you find any better ones, feel free to use them. I specifically use this because I know when I was playing the game and I had to deal with that, I got foamed and I was like, okay, I have to find some way to counter this because when I'm foamed and I don't have my shield, and it just sucks. So this is the way that I found works the best. So that's my holster talent. Now, getting into the pistol of choice. Now, before, when I used the Captain America build, I was focusing on the Liberty pistol because it is fun. You can definitely still use this. It's definitely way stronger this time around. It takes a lot more discipline to use. You can definitely still one-tap anybody if you get the Liberty buff based off of you destroying enemy electronics. But After that, I was like, you know what? Like, I do hit hard. I can 1 to 2 tap because it hits so hard, but it's super slow. If I get rushed, it's kind of hard to deal with. So I upgraded to the X45 Tactical, which is what you guys been watching gameplay on my streams recently. And I was like, you can't beat this, right? You get the spam bullets. You have a 30 magazine. It's insane, right? You do all kinds of crazy stuff. I was able to have weapon handling, so I could just spam it. And then I was like, man, this is it. This is going to be the best pistol to use for this build. And then I picked up this bad boy, so the M45A1. Now, just off of seeing, when you guys watch my X45 gameplay on my Captain America build, you saw I was like 4 to 5 tapping no matter what. Look at the damage difference between this to this. 10,000 more damage on this, and my magazine size is still big enough to use. Now, as you guys can see, it is at mag size 18. I can definitely make this go up. I'm at 22, you can see right now, because I do have Lucky Shot on it. Lucky Shot magazine capacity is increased by 20%. Missed shots from cover have a 25% chance to return from the magazine. Now, how good that is, like let's say I'm in situations where I want to spam, you can see like it's a lot more than just 22. So you can get times where you can like chain up your bullets and end up having like a 30 clip, 35 clip. It depends on your luck. It's just something good to have when you're fighting NPCs. This is more so for the PVE side of it, but it's definitely good to have, especially being that you don't have a super fast reload and you don't have a bunch of mags in a clip. Another really good choice would be having an extra magazine on here, but I decided to go for optimal range because obviously the farther a pistol can shoot, the more effective it is, and if it hits that hard at a farther range, you become way more deadly because you end up stepping into SMG territory and sometimes even AR territory. So I decided to go with the M45A1. That's why I'm able to 2 to 3 tap no matter what, if it's to the head. And yeah, so, and I also have in rhythm. While equipped, enemy kills have a 5% chance to refresh. Active skill cooldowns can occur once every 60 seconds. So you can see when I'm in a situation where if they knock my shield or something, if I get a kill, I have a 5% chance to refresh my active skill cooldown, which is really good for chem launcher and really good for the shield. So definitely spec into that. Now, getting to the build, I know you guys have been excited for this. I'm going for 3 RNKs. You can see right here. I'm going for one, what is that? I forgot the name of this. Alp Summit, Arali Holdings, and Wyvern. So, going into the mask, you can see right here, I have critical hit chance and damage to elite with surge. 10% skill haste cannot go wrong, especially if your shield gets knocked off or you want the chem launchers back faster. Definitely need that skill haste. It's better than skill power. Skill power doesn't go into it like that anymore. So having surge is definitely going to be the best in slot for getting it back as fast as possible. So make sure you spec into that. As you can see, like I said, with the Richter and Kaiser, I forgot what I don't even know how to say the other word. I get hazard protection, 20% pistol damage, and 15% shield skill power, so I don't have to really spec into shield power. If I get that, pretty much it stays up long enough, and then I make up for the remaining skill power by spamming the heals and healing the shield. Going into the chest piece, it's going to be an Alp Summit with a cooldown reduction, which is basically more skill power. And I have critical hit chance 14%, and because I have a lower amount of attributes, it's going to be higher numbers per roll. And I have 17.5% headshot damage on here, and one of my favorite talents on here, Unbreakable. 25% of max armor is repaired when your armor is depleted. Armor kits used within the next 5 seconds are not consumed. So this is really, really good because there's going to be a lot of times where your armor is going to be broken because you're going to be face tanking a lot, but you get that extra little oomph that's going to keep you alive, and you're not going to be in a one-shot situation when your health is exposed. Drop them heals, reset, and you're going to be good. So Unbreakable is definitely going to be my favorite other than Harden. If you want to be a little tankier, I would opt for Harden on this in this regard. But as of right now, I'm having way more fun running Unbreakable. So if you can get that on your chest piece, it's going to be phenomenal. And also if you can get it to the point where you have low rolls that have, or a lower amount of rolls with higher per roll, you're going to find yourself doing crazy amounts of damage compared to having a chest piece that's like split up into like 4 or 3, like as you can see like right here. So just put that out there. How I modded this, I went for utility system electronics, skill power, seeker skill. I just got it for the chem launcher skill power. Right here I have bonus armor, armor on kill, and health regen. You need as much regen as possible. And on my stamina I got health, extra incoming healing, which means I get to get more heals per chem drop. And I also have skill health, so which is real good for my shield. It's an additional 8% to keep the shield up longer. On my backpack I have crit hit damage, weapon damage, and crit hit chance. As you can see, I'm going for straight firearms type rolls on this build, all reds. and I have capacitive, which is skill duration. I wish I can somehow get a bet. I would rather just have capacitive on this backpack, but obviously you can get two, so I can have like, maybe this will be a god roll for me to have skill duration and armor regen, but because I have tech support, I can't roll that off for that. So that would be the god roll version, or even a harden. A harden would be even better, but just to put that out there. So yeah, just all red rolls. Going into my glove, actually, let me go to my mod real quick. I have an offensive system, firearms, weapon damage, pistol damage, and LMG damage. So basically 4.5% damage just off of this mod alone added to my pistol. Going into the gloves, you can see right here, I have some Araldi Holdings gloves that just give me some accuracy. I would honestly wish, if I would change this, I would have something that's going to be a little better. Maybe like an Alp Summit glove, but I don't have that, being that I have a raw 10% pistol damage, so I just decided to go for this. You could definitely have any other glove that you feel is better. I'll probably go for something like this, maybe just have the extra skill power. But as of right now, I have the accuracy because I don't really feel the accuracy difference with a pistol anyways because it has no bloom. But I have accuracy on mine with 10% pistol damage and devastating weapon talent, which is 5% weapon damage. I don't see a better in-slot roll than this, other than maybe like I would say clutch sometimes. It depends. That'll be the only thing that I would probably spec into other than that, but we're going for straight damage. So I have 15% basically overalls to my pistol just off of my glove. And going down to my knee pads, I have a pair of Wyvern knee pads from extra critical hit damage. Obviously, I didn't need to go for 2 or 3 because it's pretty much useless at this point. And I have skill power on here. I'll probably rather, if I had a choice, I'll probably try to get one that has critical hit chance just to add more crit to it, but skill power works fine. And I also have cloaked. When your armor is depleted, nearby enemy skills are disrupted for 10 seconds, can occur once every 30 seconds, which is a really good talent to have on your knee pads. Try to invest into that. It saves your ass sometimes. So yeah, that's pretty much the spectrum of the build. Now if I were to go to my holster, you can see right here how amazing this holster is. 12% critical hit chance and 15% headshot damage just off of precise. There is no better in slot roll for this build in particular. Some people would say, well, you get crit hit chance or you get crit hit damage. No, you want that raw 15% headshot damage, or if you really can't hit headshots, and if you're on console, you would spec into devastating, which is extra 5% weapon damage. But I find even though I'm on console, I find myself still hitting enough headshots because I get to sit there and just shoot at it because I'm protected by a shield, and if I keep my heals up, I get a lot more chances, and those are what cause those immediately burst kills where people don't even expect it, like they end up face tanking and end up on the floor the next second. So make sure you try to get precise. I wish I could put precise on everything, but that's not the case. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, you guys. I know this is a lot different than my Captain America build. If I were to go and compare the two stats, like I'll probably do that in a later video. If I were to go and compare the two stats, the damage difference is insane. 41% crit hit chance, 44% crit hit damage, almost 100% headshot damage. That is nuts with a pistol that is doing 38k damage. Like, it's ridiculous. You can see, like, let's say if I were to go right here, just on like baby mobs, like look at 87k. Like, it's insane how much damage you can do with this pistol, like even against purple mobs. Let's just see if we can find like a gold mob over here. So look at all the crits hit, 100k. Okay, let's go over here. You can just see like the amount of damage you do is just unreal. Like, the DPS is nasty even without even spamming. It's just everything I wanted from a pistol build and more. A lot of people are upset because they say it hits too hard or whatever, but I'm telling you guys, like, I promise you, if you were to try this build out, if you were to have a little bit fun with it, you would see how insane it is. The time to kill is ridiculous. Like look at, dude. Like, if you hit your shots on gold, it just wrecks. You know what I'm saying? Like, insane. Like, let me get back to I just want you to see like the gold health. Look at the gold. 4 shots and you kill the gold armor. Unreal. Like, the damage out here is insane on this pistol. Now, if you were to compare, like, let's say some people really want to, you know, some people like different pistols. Like, if you want to compare it to the Liberty, you can. I would change certain things. Like, I have to change this off because it's not exotic. Wait, actually, let me change this to like this and go to here. Like, there's times where like the Liberty shines. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, as far as like raw damage on some things, like, you can do crazy amount of damage, but look, it doesn't even compare. Like, it doesn't, like, oh, I'm not even hitting shots. That's awkward. That's weird. But anyways, you can see like the damage isn't even, it's not even close. Like I wouldn't even say the Liberty's better in any regard. Like I get to spam this basically. Like you get to just put out that much damage like that. Like yes, it shoots like a slow SMG, but SMGs don't hit this hard per bullet, and you're able to do a crazy amount of damage. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. If you guys want to know anything else about it, I don't know where else I pretty much can show you. This is it. This is the strongest build I've seen on my end, right? If I were to compare this to Marco's one shot and to Wid's SMG, I would say they're all even in some regard, right? So Marco's has extremely powerful DPS, right? You're gonna be able to one tap people if you land your shots. And then there's situations where Marco can run up, Marco can get his health back at any time, and there's gonna be situations that if Marco misses his shots, he's gonna die. Then there's gonna be situations where my shield build will come in and I'm able to face tank Marco's one shot if he misses, or if I'm able to out DPS Wids' SMG, whereas because you're having a situation where you don't have armor, which is Wids' build, right? Wids' SMG build is amazing. Don't get me wrong. That is the best DPS build I've seen so far. Probably that we'll ever see. But they all counter each other in a certain way. It's kind of funny that it worked out like that, because Wids likes shooting without armor. I one tap if you don't have armor. Marco one taps period. Wids will win in every exchange if he lands a shot. It's just like a big cycle. My build's tailored towards survivalists because that's where you get the pistol damage. Witt's build's tailored towards demolitionists because that's where you get the SMG damage. And Marco's is obviously tied to sharpshooter because it's the sniper. So it's funny, like they're like god builds coming out of each specialist, and they're all amazing. So if you guys want to, if you have a preference and you want to choose what to go with, depending on your play style, go for it. But like I said, I'm on console, so I can't really compare hard to which build is the best. I don't know. They're three entirely different builds that do three different things at three different times. So it's pretty much it, you guys. If you guys have enjoyed this, man, I know I'm sorry if people are gonna say you shouldn't have shared this. Listen, I talked to certain people. I've talked to people in high places. I've got the okay to post this. Okay, do not worry. If it gets nerfed, it gets nerfed. I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm retiring the shield aspect of it today, and I'm just gonna run around and have fun with a pistol, just to have a blast, right? And yeah, so if you guys are excited about this build, let me know. Thank you guys so much for being patient with me as I shared this. I wanted to make sure I didn't leave out anything, obviously. And like I said, as far as skills, I'm pretty much gonna retire the shield and probably opt for maybe like a fixer drone or even a defender drone, because I'm starting to like defender drone a lot more. But yeah, the pistol is definitely usable even without the shield. It's just 10 times better with the shield because it's a skill that complements the build itself. So run it however you want it. Play your game however you want to play it. My subscribers, this is my gift to you guys. Go out there. Listen, this is not an easy build. You can't just pick this build up and be able to do this. You have to specifically spend a lot of resources. So it's definitely a high investment build. I'll be lying to you guys if I said it was like Marco, he gave you guys a disclaimer saying the good thing about it is you can just pick that up and it's easy to build. This is not that easy to build. It's a lot of things working together to make one synergy, and I know this because I've been working on it for like a week and a half now straight, right? So I'm telling you guys, if you want to invest into it and have fun, go for it. Pistols are extremely powerful. They're something that are going to be reckoned with in the coming days. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for stopping by today, man. The Gunslinger pistol build is out here. Let's see what y'all do with it. So it's been real. Your boy is out.